everyone, this is Serva.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And welcome back to Keep or Cull, this show where we play all the games and decide whether to keep them or cull them. This is going to be a two-player only special because
we're two players now.
Yes, we are. And sometimes we play two-player only games. And somehow we ended up with very many two-player only games back from Spiel. We haven't been able to, as you've seen, put out big content for big games yet because when we got back, we got sick.
Yes.
And we were sick for like over a week. And I also worked like on a big project on a show, a stage play that I am directing. So I was working hard on that. But we got to play some smaller games here and there. So we thought that we would do like a two-player only games keep or cull video of the 14 that we have played. There is two more that are bigger that we're going to cover later, but now here we are, 14 smaller two-player only games to find out which might be for you and not for you. Again, remember, a cull doesn't mean the game is bad.
No.
It just means that we don't have room for it in our collection because our collection is overflowing.
So remember to hear about the why as well.
Yes.
These are all review copies.
Yes.
By the way.
Some of them are amazing, some of them are good, and some are not that fun. But we will try to tell you all about it. You always begin.
Yeah, it will always begin. Yes. First up today is Tango.
Tango. It's a two-player only game. We don't have to say that.
I think we did the paddle first.
No, it says something about it. It's a trick-taking game.
It's a trick-taking game for two players.
There's not a lot of those. So let's do it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double keep.
It's good.
This was so fun.
So fun.
Because you have like a changing trump. So if you lose a trick, you can change one of your cards with a trump.
Yes.
And you also have like, you play one card from your hand and also one card from your tableau. And
you basically have four hands.
Yes.
One that's hidden and one that's like in front of you for each player.
Yes, so two each.
Yes.
And some of the cards in the beginning, they are face up, so you know what is available, but then later when you play the card and then you reveal what's under there, and now you're just like, oh, that was not trump or something, then you have to think a little differently. I like this one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I already played it quite a few times. I think we played like 4 or 5 times already. Really, really like it. Next up is a very small game, one of the like wallet games from Madigo, a micro game, only 20 cards. This is called the Rogue Monarch in English. I don't gonna try to say it in the other way. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double keep.
Okay, I was on this edge.
Yeah, me too.
So I was thinking like, if you choose Cull, I will be able to turn it over.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I basically keep this. I think it was cool because you have different like winning conditions that you're both trying to complete, and you have cards in your hand and you're changing them out with the cards on the table.
Yep.
So you want to like always have like more opportunities and more information than your opponent. The reason that I want to keep this is that this is actually a game that we can have in the pocket and bring somewhere.
That's true.
If it was in a bigger box, it would be a cull for me.
I will say, this reminded me a bit of the circus flip or flip circus.
Oh, yes.
And I like this better.
I'm unsure.
You kept the circus flip
Yes,
game.
I did.
I would rather keep this. I
So
really
it's a keeper.
enjoyed it. Let's keep it. Next up is...
Rubber, paper, scissors.
This is basically rock, paper, scissors, the board game.
Yeah.
So let's see what we want to do. 1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a cull from me, a keep for you.
Oh, it's so hard because this was fun.
Yes, it was.
I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, me too.
This was just like silly fun.
Yes.
It's basically, I think like this might be one of the smartest ways to make rock, paper, scissors into a board game.
Yeah, it works perfectly because if you win
Yeah.
a round of rock, paper, scissors, I'm just going to assume that you know the rock, paper, scissors, how that works. Then you get to choose one of the things.
Yes, you get either a token or that's face up, a token that's face down, or you get to place your tile there and try to get like a tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row to get points.
And what I struggle with is that the tactical elements of rock, paper, scissors, I know they're there, but I cannot fathom them. So I find it hard to play. But I think like this, if you like rock, paper, scissors and want a reason to play it, this is perfect.
Yeah, I think that I want to keep it for now.
Yeah,
because
I'm
think
happy to keep it.
It's a lot of fun. and it's a very unique.
Yes,
it's a very unique game. It's a small little box. This is not where we will get more room. Like, none of these games on these piles are games where we'll be like, oh, amazing, we now have room for nothing.
Yeah, let's keep it.
Yeah, next up is gonna be SUMO. This is another trick-taking game, a 2-player only game. It kind of has a weird misprint on the box, because on the back it says 2 players, 5 minutes, 10 plus. But on the top it says 2 to 4 players, 5 minutes, 14 plus.
It's not a 4-player game.
No, it's a 2-player only game about sumo wrestlers. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a keep from me.
And a call from me.
It's a call from you. It was a weird one. Yes. It took a few turns to get into it.
Yeah.
But this is a game where a hand, like, before somebody wins, can take, like, 1
second.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's over so fast,
yes.
potentially, because you have different things that will win the trick, and also lets you, like, win the round completely. So you won the first time we played, and we were just like, that's the game?
Yes.
Like,
it was like 2 minutes long.
Yeah, and we ended up playing the tournament mode.
Yeah, which I think is the game.
And we played that multiple times.
Yes,
and I think you should play tournament mode, because it is luck in what's on your hand. Sometimes you can't really affect the outcome much, but sometimes you can.
Yeah, you can keep it. It was fun. Next up on your side is
sunset, sunrise, or sunrise, sunset. Depending on...
and you're holding it like the box is opening up. Okay, this is
I have to hold it upside down.
Or just hold your finger under it so it doesn't fall off. Better way of doing it. I can hold it. It's kind of like a line battler where you're trying to win different lanes. Lane battler, not line battler. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double cow.
But it was fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
The thing is that there's so many games in this category. I feel like they're like the head-to-head. And this is another one where you just have like a very few cards. These are all the cards in the game, so it's a small game. You have 3 lanes that you are playing cards to, trying to make the scoring in your favor.
Yes.
So you have cards that's going to change how they score, how the scoring works, all of that. So it's very interesting, but it's not one that I'm going to choose to play more.
Yeah, I really liked how the cards changed the way that the scoring works. For example, suddenly, because you play some of your cards face down, which is really cool. So for example, you can play a card that makes like the least power in that win, and suddenly you win.
Suddenly you win.
This reminds me of, for example, Eleven.Chu Creators at War, and I would rather play that to like compare it to something.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely a solid game.
I agree. Next up is going to be another trick-taking game. I said it wasn't many. There's like 4. This is the third one. Lone Wolves, a 2-player only trick-taking game I heard about from Thinker Themer because they got it at Gen Con, and we were happy to get a copy now at Spiel, and now we're doing the thing.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double keep.
This is fun.
This was so fun.
And this is very different because it's an area majority game, and you're playing tricks, but it's not like when you play a trick in an area, I can play in another area because I might want to lose in that area to get a special power in that area. And also you want to be able to get all the special powers away there, so you can choose the trump suit, because in the beginning there's no trump suit. And there's so many different reasons to do things. And it was very clever.
I agree. This was one of the ones that we have here today that I'm just like, I'm not done playing this because this was super fun. Can we call SUMO? I have changed my mind because now this is more interesting.
Yes, but we can. Do you want to call it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to play this when I have the other cool games.
No, the thing with that is it's very quick.
Yes, it is.
If you want to play something that's like 5 minutes, you can play that. That's like the only reason. Okay, so Lone Wolves is in, SUMO is out.
Ooh, okay.
Next up is
Compile.
Compile.
In this cool box.
And if you look at this, you will know how all the cards look, because every card is foiled. And it looks really good.
It looks so good.
Most of the time I don't like that, but in this game it just looks very nice.
It's really cool
I don't know if you can like see it on...
They are kind of glitched, which I think is cool. I don't think
focusing.
You can see it.
No, I don't think so. But now we're doing the paddle.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a double keep.
Yes, I like this.
And me too.
You even liked it, even though like it's a head-to-head battle game.
Yes. It is a genre that I sometimes struggle with because you're so good at it, And
but
I'm not.
You want
but
to play this.
I didn't have to worry about mana and stuff,
true.
so that makes it easier. But it's like in the same genre, like you want to win like Critters at War, Shot Totten. You compared it to Netrunner as well.
Yeah, like the theme is like a Netrunner because you're trying to make these lines and you're trying to compile things and get the cards turned over, basically. And the cool thing about this game is that you have 12 different 12 different cards that you place on the table and you draft them. And those cards are going to give you, each of these cards are going to give you 6 cards, and that's your 18 card deck. It's kind of like a fun version of Smash Up.
Oh yeah. Yes. Because I was thinking a little about Keyforge when I play this.
Okay, yeah.
Because you have like these different play styles for the different factions, and you want to try different combos. So I want to play it more to see how it holds up.
That's a very good.
The spin rate?
Spin rate?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 spin rate. I really like this. It's a keeper. Next up is going to be the last one that's in the kind of trick-taking genre. This is a very different one. The Yellow House from Mandu Games. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a keeper.
I like this game. I think this game is very clever. It's on BGA, so if you want to go and check it out, I'm pretty sure it's on BGA. You can play it, and you should. It's very weird. I don't think you should play it if you haven't played a few trick-taking games. Because this game has no numbers, only colors, so only suits, and it's a shedding game, so you want to get rid of all your cards as fast as possible. And it has you thinking in a very weird way. When we played it the first time, I was like, okay, oh no, but because in the beginning of some games are like, oh, I want to get rid of one of my suits because that's good. But here's like, but I want to keep some because maybe then I can do it in this way. And just like, it's hard to explain it without going highly into it. But this one was really cool.
You're basically wanting to beat the value of the card that's already played, but the player set the value.
That is true.
So if I want the red that I have a lot of to beat the yellow that you've played, I need to play multiple cards to up the value, like a track. So you will be in a situation every time you play this game where the different suits will be different valued because of how players play. And I would play this on BGA to figure out if you like this or not, but you have to play it more than once.
Oh, yeah.
Because once you just need to like figure out how it works.
And it looks good as well.
Yes, it does.
Really like this one. Next up is going to be
Fall.
Fall. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom.
Double cow.
Did not like this one too much.
This was sadly very boring.
I think the main reason I didn't like it is that it's all about destroying for the other person.
Yes,
and
I
we're not
agree.
usually into that.
Yes.
You're building it basically feels like a Cascadia thing, but you are building a common thing. You're not building like your own tableau. You're building the same area, and both of you have cards in your hand that's going to score you for different things at the end of the game. And it's kind of easy to understand that if someone is doing something, so you kind of want to hide what you want to do, but then you can't hide it for too long because you also want to get points. And it's all about then trying to destroy the other player's plans. And we are not usually into that. I think if you really like that, if you really like destroying other people's plans, that's like your bread and butter. That's why you play board games. You might like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than that, if you don't like that, I don't think you will like this.
I agree.
Basically. Next up, we're going to have Agent Avenue. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a Cull from me, a keep for you.
Keeperini. I think this was a great game. I liked it.
I think it was fun.
It's basically I split you choose, but with 2 cards. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Place one face down, place one face up. You choose one of them. I get the other one. And depending on the card, depending on the number of cards you have of the same type, you're going to move on the track. And basically, I try to catch you and you try to catch me. That is the base game. Then you play the advanced version with some special abilities, which makes the game more interesting. It's very simple. It's very quick. There is a team version as well, so you can play with 3 to 4 players, but the base game is 2-player game only.
You also have some cards that if you get 3 of them, you will lose.
Yeah.
And if you get 3 of the same type, you will win.
Yeah.
And that keeps you on your toes as well, because if you have 2 of those that lets you instantly lose the game, you will be like very aware of taking something that's face down, because there might be something there that because then you're setting your opponent in like a position of power.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like the double bluffing in this game because you can have like there's some negative cards. Maybe I will conceal that, so you will like take something negative but you don't know, or I can like show you the negative, and maybe there's a much more negative that's beside it, or like I like the bluffing part of this game.
Yeah, it feels it's a bluffing double take psychological game that works very well for 2 and it plays in like 10 minutes.
Yes.
So I want to keep it for now.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, next up on your side is going to be
Kimono Memories.
This is from Emperor S4, the same company who did Hanami Koji, Geisha's Shroud, and the Shadows of Kyoto.
Yeah.
All 3 games we really like.
Yes.
And now we have this. Are you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a double Cull.
It was good.
It was fine.
But it was, for me, I would not choose this over Hanami Koji, Geisha's Shroud, or Shadows of Kyoto.
It's absolutely different. I feel like, yes, because you're playing cards to match the tracks, so you want to play in such a way that the more of the tracks are on your side of the track. That's not... You will see pictures.
Yes.
And you also want cats, and you want to score points for other stuff as well. But I didn't feel like I was enjoying myself greatly. It was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like in Hanami Koji where it's like, oh, what do I want to do? It's just like, oh, that's a good option. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, because I get so hung up on matching the things that I'm just like, oh, I don't need to even move on the track. It's on my side. I'm going to match it. But
yes,
because that's my problem.
Yeah, but I think the game is solid, but it's... If you don't have the other games, I would rather get those first, basically, and then look at this maybe after that. Next up is going to be Magic number 11. This is a football game all about getting goals. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double Cull.
I really wanted to like this, and I think that the concept is really cool. I really enjoy like the concept here.
Yes.
Like it's a very different sports game. You are trying to match symbols, like a pattern matching thing, and trying to score. For me, the big problem is that it felt too random. If I scored a goal or not. Like there's things you can do, but most of the time it's going to be, okay, didn't work, or yeah, I got a point.
I think like the pattern building was cool, and you could have basically have pasted any theme on this.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, this is a sports game to the core, but I think it's a cool theme that they've chosen football for this, or soccer. And I agree with you. Even if I do my best to like have my defense high so you will not score, or I have a lot of attacking, I felt like most of the time it came down to how many points were on our cards that are randomly drawn. So I didn't like that decided the outcome in that high regard that is as it did.
I think that if you are into sports and you don't mind the luck base of that, it's a solid game. It's just like that part of the game made it so that I don't have any desire to play it more.
Yes.
Okay, we have a couple more games.
Is
you have one more, right?
Yes.
And I have one more. This is Chu-Han. Oh, I lied. This is the last one I did say.
I was thinking that you might say that it's not a trick-taking because it's a shedding game.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a trick-taker.
It's more of a ladder climbing game, basically, because you are playing the same and you're trying to play higher and higher. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double keep.
Yes.
This is one that we have been enjoying a lot.
Yes.
I really enjoy this game because in this shedding ladder climbing game, you are not allowed to play runs.
Nope.
So that changes up how you think about your hand, and also you have some.
So only the same card multiple times.
And the smaller numbers are a bigger.
The smaller numbers
there are more
bigger.
of the bigger numbers.
Yes.
More cards of that. Yes.
Oh, the smaller numbers, not the bigger numbers.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's 9 1s, 8 2s, 7 3s, and so on.
Yeah, and 1 9.
Yes.
And you
and 2
also
8s.
Yes. And you also have these 3s and 6s.
Yep.
That has abilities as well, so you can choose to play it just like as a regular card or a part of a
Cards. Yes.
Yes. Set.
Yes.
Yes. Or you can choose to play it for the ability. And you also have these events that you can play with.
You should play with.
Yeah.
The game is way better.
It's super fun with those. With changes up the
round rules.
Yes. And you basically get points for how many cards your opponent has left in their hand when the round is over. I think what I think is really cool about this is that during the round it might be really good to draw more cards.
Yes.
And that is something that I don't see usually in these kind of games.
I really like that because you are taking a tile, a rick tile, to draw 2 cards. But then you're kind of risking it because if then I don't win, the other player is going to get more points depending on how many of those I took.
Yes.
The only negative for me is that it's a bit long.
Oh, yeah.
I would have, it says 25 minutes. It has always been like 45 to 50 minutes.
Yes.
So I think like if one player is very bad, it will be 25 minutes because then the other player will get all the points. But other than that, you have to play very fast to be able to get those points that you need before
I agree.
that. Last up is going to be Bower. This is another like tile laying game. You are laying tiles and trying to score hidden objectives that only you see. So you are seeing 3 of the objectives, the other player is seeing 3 objectives, and you don't know exactly because you shuffle and you place them out, so you don't know which is which. So you're trying to place the tiles, but also kind of hide what is your goals until the end and trying to manage to get those points. Let's do the thing.
Yes.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, boom!
Double Cull.
Yes.
I think that the concept of this sounded more exciting than I thought it was.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, okay, Johannes is putting something there that might be that he's scoring for yellow feathers in that row. Maybe I will try to put some yellow feathers there as well. There are some other things to think about too, like how many diamonds you get in the same area.
Or line.
Yes. So there's multiple things to think about, but in theory it sounded more fun than I think it was actually playing it.
Yeah, because even though I enjoy being like, oh, do you want to take that? Oh, what are you trying to do that? It wasn't very exciting.
Yes,
it
I
didn't
agree.
give me that, oh, no tension, all of that. It was just a fine game that I don't need to play again.
I agree.
So those are the games. We culled 5, we kept the other ones.
No,
which
we
is
culled
then,
6.
We culled 6, we kept more than 6.
8.
8, because that's how math works. So what was your favorite and least favorite of these?
My favorite, I think it has to be Tango. I really liked.
Okay.
But all of these were really solid.
Yes.
My least favorite has to be Fall.
Yeah.
Yes. What
Fall
about you?
as well for me, and I think like Shuhan or Yellow House might be my favorites of the bunch.
Cool.
That's the end. Those are 14 two-player only games. Are you excited for any of them? If you are, let us know. If you're not, let us know. Whatever you feel.
We want to know.
Subscribe, because you can.
Yes.
You only have one life. Use it to subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Because it helps us to get more subscribers. It's very quick for you. Do it now. You did it. We're proud of you. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.